Cruise tipping has quietly become one of the most confusing and controversial topics at sea. More passengers than ever are walking down to guest services to remove automatic gratuities, and everyone is asking the same question. Where does that money actually go? Before we dive in, if you enjoy clear and practical cruise advice, subscribe to Cruise Adventure and hit the bell so you never miss a new guide. Cruise lines say these tips support the hardworking crew who make your vacation feel effortless. But as cruise fares rise and service charges show up in more places, many travelers are starting to lose trust in the system. Are these tips truly helping the crew, or are they becoming just another hidden fee? In this guide, we are going to break it all down in a way that actually makes sense. You will learn why so many cruisers are choosing to opt out, what the tipping system really covers and what it does not, and the smartest way to make sure your money directly supports the crew members who earn it. So what is actually driving this shift? For most cruisers, it comes down to 5 clear reasons. Number 1, lack of transparency. When you ask people why they remove automatic gratuities, most will give you the same answer. They simply do not know where the money is going. Cruise lines usually explain the daily gratuities in broad terms. They will say it supports your stateroom attendant and the dining team, then add a vague line about other support staff behind the scenes. The problem is that those roles are rarely defined. There is no clear breakdown, no simple explanation of how the pool is split, and that creates a very reasonable question. What am I actually paying for? For many cruisers, it is not that they refuse to tip. It is that they do not want to pay into a system they do not understand. They want to know who benefits, how it is distributed, and why the policy is written in such fuzzy language. This is also where rumors have poured fuel on the fire. Many cruisers say crew members have told them their total pay does not change whether automatic gratuities stay on or get removed, and that direct cash tips can have more impact on their day-to-day lives. Whether every detail is true or not, the result is the same. People want clarity, and without it, more cruisers decide to take control. Number 2, it is not tied to the service you receive. For most people, tipping is supposed to reflect the experience you actually had. If service is mediocre, you tip less. If service is solid, you tip a normal amount. And when someone goes above and beyond, you want the freedom to tip more. Automatic gratuities remove that choice. Everyone pays the same set daily amount, whether the service was incredible or forgettable. And that one-size-fits-all approach can feel unfair. It also makes it harder to use tipping as feedback. You cannot easily reward the waiter who remembered your preferences or reduce the tip when service genuinely fell short. Number 3, the loss of personal connection. Many cruisers do not like the idea of a computer automatically taking money and calling it a gratuity. It feels cold and impersonal. On a human level, it feels good to thank someone directly. A small cash tip and a genuine thank you creates a real connection and a clear sense that your appreciation reached the right person. For a lot of travelers, that moment matters. It is part of what makes cruising feel warm and personal, rather than transactional. Number 4, some people remove gratuities because they want to pay more. Not everyone who removes automatic gratuities is trying to save money. Some cruisers feel the standard daily rate is not enough for truly outstanding service, but they do not want extra money disappearing into an anonymous pool. So they take control. They either keep the daily gratuity as a baseline and add cash on top, or they remove the daily charge and tip directly throughout the sailing. In both cases, the goal is the same. Make sure the extra generosity reaches the hands of the people who actually earned it. Number 5, some people want to pay less. Daily gratuities add up fast, especially for families and longer cruises. Many cruisers also feel it is unreasonable to charge the same full daily amount for a child or a third person in the cabin as it is for 2 main adults. And some travelers, for cultural or personal reasons, simply do not believe in tipping at all. Tipping expectations vary widely around the world. Since cruise lines often state gratuities are optional and can be adjusted at guest services, These passengers feel they are using an option the company provides. So whether it is transparency, fairness, budget, or personal values, more cruisers are opting out because the current system feels confusing, inflexible, and hard to trust. Now let us talk numbers, because the math is where this becomes very real. The daily rates below are for standard staterooms, not suites, and they can change, so always double-check your booking documents or the cruise line app. At the lower end, you have Cunard at $16 per day for Britannia class cabins. Carnival is also around $16 per day. Disney Cruise Line is in that same range, although Disney often presents it as a recommended daily amount rather than a strict automatic charge. Moving up slightly, Princess Cruises and Holland America Line are both at $17 per person per day. Viking Ocean Cruises is also listed at $17 per day, with a published increase that moves it closer to $20 under its current policy. Next, you have Celebrity Cruises at $18 per day, with Royal Caribbean just above that at $18.50 per day. One of the highest for standard cabins is Norwegian Cruise Line at $20 per person per day. And then there is Virgin Voyages. For years, Virgin was known for having no daily gratuities because it was built into the fare. But that approach has changed. Virgin now applies a nightly gratuity charge of $20 per person per night as a separate line item. If you choose to pay it on board instead, the amount increases to $22 per night. Also remember this: if you are in a suite or a premium cabin category, the daily amount is usually higher. Some lines also charge different rates for different cabin classes, so two people on the same ship can end up with different gratuity totals depending on the room they booked. Now let us do the math using a simple average of $20 per person per day. On a 7-night cruise, that is an extra $280 for a couple. For a family of 4, it is $560 added directly to the total vacation cost. That is not a small line item anymore. It is real money, and it is a major reason this debate has exploded. Here is the part most people miss. The daily gratuity charge is not a blanket tip that covers everything on board. It covers core service teams like stateroom and dining operations, plus some behind-the-scenes support that keeps guest areas running smoothly. But drinks, specialty restaurants, and spa treatments often have their own automatic service charge added separately. So yes, you can be paying tips in multiple places on the same cruise. This is where confusion turns into frustration. Many cruisers assume the daily gratuity covers drinks, but a drink package can still include a gratuity applied to the package price, and individual drinks often have a gratuity added to each purchase. The same thing can happen in specialty dining, where a service charge may be added to the bill, even though you are already paying daily gratuities. Here is a quick example. You buy a latte, and the receipt already includes an added gratuity. Then you see a blank line asking for an additional tip. If you are happy with the included charge, you can leave that extra line blank with no guilt. And if you want to reward that specific barista, skip the receipt and hand them a small cash tip instead. Another simple tip is to check your onboard account each day. Most cruise lines show your running balance in the app or on your cabin television. If you spot an unexpected gratuity line item early, it is easier to understand it and adjust your spending before the end of the trip. So with all this complexity, what should you actually do? Seasoned cruisers often recommend the hybrid strategy. It helps you avoid accidental over-tipping while still making sure your money supports the crew members who truly earned it. First, avoid the double tipping trap. This happens all the time at bars, coffee counters, and in the spa. You get a receipt that already shows an added gratuity, and then you see a blank line inviting you to add more. Most of us are conditioned to fill in that line. We do not want to look rude, and we do not want to undertip. But many cruisers say extra tips, written on the receipt, do not always go straight to the person who served you, and may go back into a general pool. So if your goal is to reward one specific person, the safest move is simple. Do not write it on the receipt. Tip that person directly. Cash is king. If you want to be 100% sure your tip goes directly to the person who earned it, cash is the most reliable option. It removes the uncertainty, it avoids the system, and it feels more personal for both you and the crew member. Now for the hybrid approach itself, it has two parts. Keep the daily gratuities on, so the broader team is supported, including crew members you will never meet, like laundry teams, cleaners, and galley support. Many experienced cruisers do this because they do not want the crew to get caught in the middle of a confusing policy. Then tip extra in cash when someone truly goes above and beyond. If your stateroom attendant is exceptional, if your waiter makes every dinner feel special, or if a bartender remembers your drink and makes your day easier, cash is how you make sure that appreciation lands with the right person. And if you do choose to remove the daily gratuities, the fair approach is to have a plan. You should be ready to tip the people who would normally be supported by that daily pool, so you are not accidentally shifting the cost onto the crew. To make all of this easy, have a few small bills ready before you board. It saves you stress, and it prevents the awkward moment of wanting to tip but not having the right cash. If someone handles your bags at the cruise terminal, tipping is a common expectation. A typical range is $2 to $5 per bag. On board, your stateroom attendant is often at the top of the list. They keep your cabin comfortable every day, and they can make a huge difference in how smooth your cruise feels. Many people tip at the end of the sailing, but you can also do a smaller tip earlier if you know you will have special requests. Dining staff is another big one. If you have the same waiter for several nights and they are consistently outstanding, a direct cash tip is a meaningful reward. It is also a great way to recognize the assistant waiter or anyone who took care of your table throughout the cruise. Bartenders and baristas also matter. If someone consistently makes your drinks or coffee just right, $1 or $2 now and then can go a long way. Small frequent tips can also improve the consistency of service because you become a familiar face. Casino staff is optional, but common if you play table games. You can tip the dealer by placing a small bet for them, and if servers bring you drinks while you are playing, a small cash tip is usually appreciated. Spa services often include a service charge automatically. But if you want to give something extra to the specific person who took great care of you, cash is the cleanest option. Room service and delivery staff can also be worth a small cash tip, especially when they show up quickly or handle something with care. On shore, it helps to have a few small bills ready for tour guides and drivers, especially when they make the day easy, safe, and memorable. After looking at this from every angle, here is the honest truth. The current system of automatic gratuities is broken. It creates confusion for passengers. It breeds uncertainty, and it fails the basic test of transparency that both passengers and hardworking crew members deserve. That does not mean tipping is wrong. It means the system is messy, and the rules are not clear enough for the average traveler to feel confident. Until cruise lines simplify things, the most fair and practical approach for most people is the hybrid strategy. Leave the daily gratuities in place, then use cash to directly reward the individuals who made your vacation better. The lasting fix has to come from the cruise lines themselves. The industry needs a more transparent model, where crew pay is clearly covered in the upfront price, and passengers are not left guessing what is mandatory, what is optional, and where each charge goes. A simpler, all-inclusive approach would remove most of the confusion and let everyone relax. Let us quickly bring it all together. Automatic cruise gratuities are controversial because people want transparency and control, and because costs can add up quickly. Daily gratuities also do not replace the separate service charges you may see on drinks and other add-ons, which is why double tipping happens. That is why the hybrid strategy works so well. Keep the daily gratuities on to support the wider crew, and use cash to personally reward exceptional service. Now I want to hear from you. What is your personal strategy? Do you leave the automatic gratuities on? Do you remove them? Or do you use a hybrid approach with extra cash tips? Share your thoughts in the comments, because every perspective matters. If this guide helped you, give it a thumbs up. And if you have not already, please subscribe to Cruise Adventure and hit the bell. It is truly appreciated, and it really helps the channel reach more people so I can keep making straightforward cruising advice for you. Thanks for watching, and happy cruising.